We welcome you all to how the GSE and the Ambassadors Program help build more inclusive teaching. We really hope you can enjoy it. We are actually recording, but not your faces, so thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So first and foremost, I'd like to ask you a question. What are the first three countries that come to your mind when you hear the expression English native? The UK, United States, Canada, any other one? England, Australia. Okay, so now let's have a look at a map where indeed English is at least one of the official languages. So indeed, we do have Australia, you mentioned it, the UK, Canada, the US, but look at all these parts. And here, Suriname. Okay, so all these countries have English as an official language. Maybe they have another one, but English is one of the official languages. So, Michael Agar said, you can know language without also knowing its culture. And at American School Way, we think it's indeed true. Because if you learn a language, you know that English, for example, in Ghana, one of the countries we've seen on the map, where English is an official language, may not be the same as in the States. I don't know if you know Trevor Noah, who is a South African humorist. So he learned British English and he went to the US, and expressions he knew in British English meant something completely different in the States. So it's not only learning the language for the language, it's also understanding it, and understanding the language means understanding the culture. So that's why at American School Way, more than 3 years ago, we created the Ambassadors Program. What is the Ambassadors Program? The ambassador is basically a teacher who teaches English, his native language, or other language where they can be considered native, like C1, C2, okay? But they also teach about their culture through cultural clubs, talking to the students who are very fond of knowing expressions and different things about their culture, okay? Because we really think that language diversity and culture diversity gives you a flexible mind, and you'll be able to learn more things more easily, and we're gonna see a few other advantages we have when we know more about culture. So here we have the map where our ambassadors come from. So as you can see, Canada, the States, Australia, as you mentioned, right? The UK, France, it's me. But we also have people from South Africa, Lesotho, Uganda, Zambia, Kenya, Ghana, Morocco. I know it's not an official language. English is not an official language in Morocco or in France, for example. But the people we have let's say, a native level, C1 or even C2. Okay? Russia, India, we could see on the previous map that India has English as an official language too. Okay? Iran, well, really a diversity of countries. So this way, sorry? Brazil was missing, yeah, it's true. So we can, so not only can the ambassador ambassadors teach and the students learn about normal English, as we can see that in the textbook, but they can also talk about their culture. And you know how students are. They want to know more about you, above all if you're not from Colombia. It's kind of, hey, where are you from? How old are you? Why did you come to Colombia? Colombia, really? Why Colombia, no? Like, it's always a question they're asking me. So, now, let's have a look at some expressions our ambassadors teach our students. Let's see who can answer that. You all have a good level of English here. So, from Trinidad and Tobago, where we have a couple of ambassadors from, what does to taste more-ish mean? If you don't know, it doesn't matter, you can try to guess.
Whatever that comes to your mind. What do you think?
Sorry? More-ish? What does it mean? What do you think it means?
Most.
Okay, anyone else?
Most of something. Okay.
Okay. Anyone else?
Try to guess.
No? Show them.
And the answer is?
To say something tastes good. Okay? This one is, the following one is interesting too. To be out of timing. What do you think it means?
Remember, if you don't know, just guess.
Yeah. Try it.
Maybe when you arrive late and you don't have like enough time.
No, really? Anyone else? No? No, it's completely different, in fact. To make an imprudent or, yeah, it has nothing to do. So, see? Yeah? So, imagine someone from, I don't know, the US traveling to Trinidad and Tobago, and they say that this expression, even a native speaker is not gonna understand that, right? And to get zopped. Nothing? Sorry? No? Okay, show it. To get a bad haircut, guys. Okay, let's try with another country, which is Jamaica. So, little more. What do you think little more means? It's something we say maybe every day. Little more, no?
Farewell.
Yeah, here you are. See you later. Very good. Guan good. It's something we generally say also,
Farewell.
yeah, for farewell to someone we like. No? Take care. And finally, eerie. Oh, that's something they say a lot in Jamaica. Eerie.
Goodbye.
Think of Jamaica, the culture.
I'm already happy.
Yeah. No? Okay. Everything's good and peaceful. Yeah? Let's continue with another country. So all these countries have English as an official language, right? South Africa, now. This one may be easier. No. Mm-mm. No. No. It's a bit the contrary. It's your ahorita. It's your ahorita.
Was very Colombian.
Yeah. Hang on a branch. Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah. Oh, you're good at that. Hey. Hit by a windmill? If you know a bit about French culture, you may know because we have something similar. Sorry? No. Not really. Anyone else? No? No? We say that to talk about someone who is an odd person. Oh, he was hit by a windmill. Yeah? So he's a bit, yeah? Okay. Okay, let's continue. Uganda, don't die on me. No, it could be, but it's not. It's don't over involve yourself. Don't, yeah? Like, it's not your business, but like, see? Yeah. So the next one is balance me. It's a bit easier, maybe. No? No? Balance? No? Uh-uh. Pay me back what you owe. And extend? No? No? Move over a bit. Move over. Okay? And finally, the last country we have, but imagine, yeah, we have so many ambassadors. So, Lesotho. When we say someone is a sheep, no? Sorry? No. Sorry? Blind, no. But it's men don't cry. So when you see, they say that a lot to boys, like, oh, you're a sheep because you're crying. Yeah? Like, here you have the thing with Nina. Okay, next one is, it's no excuse it's no use, erecting a coop when a fox has already struck. Imagine the, like, yeah, the chicken coop. Exactly, yeah. So what do you think it means, really? Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah. It's pointless to take precautions after damage is done. Very good. Yeah. And the mouth is the cow's stomach. This one is a bit more difficult. It's a bit more literal. Sorry? No. What or how you eat can lead to your death. Okay, so now I want to ask you questions, guys. What do you think students feel when they know an expression that even another native speaker, like maybe from the US, yeah, doesn't know? How do you think they feel? Powerful. What else? Yeah. So we've realized that indeed our idea was good with the ambassadors program because the students feel, as you said, powerful. We empower students. But not only do we that with our ambassadors program, we also have another tool at American Schoolway to empower our students. And Nicolas is going to talk about that.
Thank you. So GSE, do you know it? Global Scale of English. Another powerful way for them to see their progress and learn the language, and how this is connected to the ambassadors. English. I like it. I think we all like it. We are all teachers, right? But more than teachers, we are all learners. Because we never ever stop learning. And if you think you know everything, there's a problem. We may learn something new every day. That's actually what we're doing right here, trying to get something from the different teachers and different people who are teaching English. But what's my story with English? The little Nicolas Fernando that was a kid. I didn't understand English. And I think we all have a moment in which we think English is something like this. There is a basic moment, an independent moment, and a proficient moment. That is the goal, the summit we all want to get. And in terms of the CEFR, sometimes we look at this like this. Like if you get to be A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. So we all want to be C2, but how do we do it to get there? What's the pathway we gotta follow to do so? And again, I'm gonna be talking about myself, what happened to me. Because let's imagine this scale, this summit, it's a timeline, just like this. So my basic moment, A1, my A2, and what is coming later. How was my English when I was learning just a little? Hello, good morning, thanks, or thank you, bye. At the beginning, that was kind of easy. It's just getting a couple of words to say little things that most of the people know. Thank you. We all know that. So walking through that basic moment was kind of easy. Then, next moment, you continue during that pathway. What I was saying was, my name is Nicolas. She is my mother. I am fine, thank you. Blue is my favorite color. Actually, that was me. I have videos of myself. And it was like, okay, I'm learning and I'm doing something. And you are again walking a little longer, but you still do it. You are trying to get some new words. So you get that A2 to get to the B. But look what happens during the B. I was saying, I have played the guitar for a couple of years. I'd love to do something tonight. You want to join me? It's an invitation for you today. But I have a question because I want to move this and look what is going to happen now. Question for you. This line right now, is it moving? Or is it just still? So question, is it moving? We have some yes, we have some no's. There is something that happens in life and it's about perception. That happened to me. I was learning, but I was walking and walking and walking and I felt like frozen. I was getting crazier, and I think sometimes we need like a reference, like when you are driving your car and look to the horizon and you look up there and everything looks like still. Nothing's changing. But if you look to the runway, to the highway, you actually know you are moving because we need a point of reference. So to the question, the line is moving or not, we need a reference. What is my reference? This tree. So the line is moving? Because we could see at something that is on the line. But just like this, it's kind of hard of saying. And eventually, what is going to happen is that it's going to take a lot of time to define if you are walking or running. Compare is difficult. When I was a student in school, for example, I remember I had a classmate who was very good at speaking English. And he was all the time speaking in English with the teacher, and the teacher was answering in English, and they were speaking all the time, but it was like this. And to me, it was like, and it was like, okay, they're speaking English, but I get nothing. And I felt so bad because I was like, okay, now I like English, but I understand nothing. We all move in different ways. So we don't know how long that pathway could be for us. And eventually, during the time, you are going to find the next level. But let's get back just for a moment to say something, which is, I've been studying English for a while. I think I'm able to do it in a way that I may communicate with people. However, am I stuck? Is there anything else that I can do to advance? When we don't notice if we are advancing or not, sometimes frustration is what comes to us. When we take international exams and you are B1 first time, it's like, wow, yes, I get it. Next time, B1. And they're like, okay, again, B1. But what the hell? I am studying. I am practicing. I'm talking to people. So why 3 times in a row B1? So we are going to try to go to that level, the next level, but in a different way. Because when you look at this in perspective, you're going to notice that, yes, basic levels are kind of short, but it is getting longer and longer and longer. Maybe the same for you, maybe not, I'm not sure. So how to see this in a different way? GSE. What does the GSE do? A different scale that is not just focused on your basic, intermediate, or advanced, but really wants to understand your level. First, true beginners. It's not just A1. We have skill to tell you if you are 10 or 21. A1, real A1, from 22 to 29. A2 and A2 plus, because even if you are A2, it is not just you are A2. There is a A2 beginner, A2 advanced. So we do it from 30 to 42. B1 beginner, 43 to 50. B1 plus, 51 to 58. B2 beginner, 59 to 66. B2 plus, 67 to 75. Then C1, 76 to 85. And C2 from 85 to 90. So the global scale of English tells you from 10 to 90, where is your progress? Why is this different? So remember the B1, that moment in which I was getting crazier, or even with B2. Now we are not talking about that long pathway that we don't know where we are, but we have a reference. So again, my tree. So what is my reference? Not only to know if I am B1, but to know if I am 46, 49, 52, 55, 58. So I could be taking an exam, any exam, but when I get the result and I am B1, 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 with the GSE, I can know, okay, I am B1 45. Next time, I am B1 50. Okay, so actually I'm learning. Next time, B1 56. What's the thing? You can get motivated. You know you are actually moving. What happened to me? I don't know how it happened. I have no idea. But when I was in the school, I did not speak English. And when I got to the university, I was speaking English. What happened during that moment? I just worked for a year. I did not study English. So school, no English. University, English. What happened with Nicolas Fernando during that time? I guess I was very shy in the school. I started working, people, life, money, maybe. I got a bit more confident. When I get to the university, I was like, okay, I cannot be the Nicolas I was in the school. Here, I want to do it. And it was the same English that I knew in the school, but I was showing off, maybe, trying to show that I knew something. And people believed that I knew. So when you do not get frustrated, but you think you are really moving, you believe in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, you move around, you show yourself, and you learn better. So we all know the CEFR, correct? We know that we have the minus A1, A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. But with the GSE, we're going to find a way to measure ourselves in a different way. So I have a personal invitation. I want you teachers to go to Google and look for Global Scale of English Toolkit. It's going to be first result that you find on the website. What happens, this is good for students and teachers, is that the GSE empowers the students with a quickly and easily way to discover new strategies to teach your classes. And that's what we do with the ambassadors. So you have this toolkit where you can choose the kind of learners you have in class: academic, adult, pre-primary, professional, young learners. For the example, let's go with professional because you are all professional. And you can choose the skill: language skills, business skills, soft skills, whatever you want to focus your class on. Right now, let's choose language skills, which could be listening, reading, writing. I already said writing, speaking. And then you can choose the level of your class with both GSE or CEFR. If I go to B1, I can select that my students are B1, but if I know they are B1 basic or they are B1 advanced, I can select the real level of my students or even myself. When I get that, I'm gonna have a lot of search results that are focused not on the grammar, but the communicative part, because I guess we need to know grammar when we are teachers, but people who want to learn to speak English, they just want to learn. So all these communicative goals are focused on something people can talk about. You got the profile for doing the class and some of the soft skills that you can use with the students. Now, if you want to do something like this in your school, so you're gonna change here, instead of professional, we can go for young learners. Again, we can select the skills. Again, let's go with reading skills again. The global scale of English, and all the results are gonna be updated to what your students need or what your class may be focused on. If you need to download this, you may go up here. You can download the PDF or the Excel document to create your class. Or at the same time, and this is more related to Pearson, you could click on find the course book and view what is the best material from Pearson to teach those specific skills your students need. This is something that I have found very useful since I work in American School Way. We are partners with Pearson because I found the young version of myself trying to really speak English. In my school, it was subject, verb, complement. And my teacher was like, Nicolas, make a question. In my mind, I was like, okay, es una pregunta, entonces tengo primero el auxiliar, luego el sujeto, luego el verbo, luego el complemento. And I was speaking in English, but thinking Spanish, trying to make some structures in my mind. But what do people were seeing in me? I was like this. And then Nicolas, WH question, crazier, because I was, okay, primero pongo el WH, luego al auxiliar, luego al sujeto, luego al verbo, luego al complemento. That was crazier again. How do we do this with our students and the ambassadors? The ambassadors have the possibility to create the classes, but not as teachers, because, yep, we have Colombian teachers. I am one as well, of course. But with the ambassadors, it's something more like practice the language, live the language. That I really love that. Because when the students see somebody like Caroline and they think she doesn't speak Spanish, they know now, but they think they really need to speak English. So the ambassadors could prepare some classes, not thinking about the grammar, not thinking about the structure, not thinking about anything more than showing real English to students, speaking. This is the project of the ambassadors. We started 3 years ago. They work in American School Way in classes called Conversation Time, and we took classes based on practicing, based on make mistakes. It's okay. We are here to learn and practice. It's been also based on my experience. The first time that I had the opportunity to speak in English with a gringo, to say in some way, it was in Transmilenio. I saw a tall man with a bag and some shorts doing like this. And I was like, he's lost. I'm gonna help him. That was my first chance. And I was like, hello. I was like, hey, what's up? I was like, no. But I wanted to try. So I was like, okay, slow. And he told me he was trying to go to the airport, but he was actually going to the other side. So I told him how to go to the airport. When he left, I can speak English. And I was very happy. And that's the feeling that we're trying to take to our students. 3 years recruiting people, 3 years working with the GSE. And this is the project that is growing and growing and growing. And now we have, I guess, more than 100 people working in Colombia with American School Way. Thanks to Caroline as well. If you want to say anything, Carol, please.
Yes, here. Thank you. Here is an example of how the project has grown. You could see the photos. Like at first we had, 10 ambassadors, because, it's not only, hey, you can come and work here. It's like getting the work visa, okay? So it's not an easy process, but we've been growing, and fortunately with them, we have also created other activities. At the beginning, as Nicolas told you, they just were in We Talk classes and Conversation Time classes, okay? Now we do, as we can see here, educational outings, okay? Where students, learners can learn English in a different way outside of the classroom and still with the ambassadors. And that enables also ambassadors who come from other countries to discover a little bit more of Bogota. That was in Jardín Botánico, Bogota, right? But we also do that in Cali, in Medellin. And so all is like, it's dual way. Yeah, everyone learns. Yeah, ambassadors learn also from Colombian culture, obviously, and students are very happy to be with ambassadors and take photos with them and then post them on their Instagram and everything. Yeah, I was with a gringo, blah, blah, or with other people. It doesn't matter. And yeah, so, and it's still growing and it will continue to grow. We have many projects.
This is our project. This is how we are connected to Pearson, American Schoolway. We are in Bogotá, Soacha Mosquera, Medellín, Itagüí, Manizales, Villavicencio, Pereira, Armenia. This is what we've been doing during these years. She is Caroline Mervaille. You may follow her. She's a teacher. She's a writer. She does many things. This is her new book, if you want to read it. How many books do you have?
3 published.
She is also an ELT organizer as ASOCOPI. She's the person who has been in charge, along with me, of the Ambassadors Project for the last 3 years.
And he is Nicolas. Well, let's forget a bit about that. That's a bit long. In a few words, when I arrived to Colombia, I was a teacher, a regular teacher, and he was my coordinator. So from the first moment I arrived to American Schoolway, he was my boss already. Then, but yeah, but after with the pandemic and everything, things changed, obviously, as for everyone. And then we had a presentation at Filbo, Bogotá. And a few months later, the training department and culture department was created. And we came back together, like, to work on that. And we've been developing many projects, among them the Ambassadors Project. And now you're also at the pay, which is...
No, don't speak about everything I do.
Okay.
Just a lot of stuff. Also with Pearson as the GSE, if you have questions about that. So please let us know if you have questions about this project. And thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.